Hey guys, Justin Bryant here from selfmadesuccess.com. In this video, I'm going to show you the best YouTube equipment for beginners that are on a budget. So if you don't have a lot of money to spend on YouTube equipment right now, I can show you the best free and low cost items that you'll probably want to use. And when you actually start making more money, I'll show you the future upgrades that you can get that are the best bang for their buck and the most efficient way to upgrade for the money after you have some to invest in your YouTube business. So pretty much this video is going to cover all your equipment needs from the beginning to the more professional level. The first thing is visual. So I've broken this down into, things like visual, sound, editing, and things like that for this video. If you're on a budget, a few things you might consider for the visual part of your videos are your smartphone with a camera. You can do just still images with audio as the main part of your video. You can do a screencast-o-matic screen share. You can use Microsoft or some other tools available that are built in, or you can use your phone on, say, a phone tripod and record that way. So for instance, if you're going to use your phone, say you want to record yourself talking, maybe you want to do like a motivational video, or maybe you're pretty funny and you want to just do some funny stuff. A few examples of people who do videos where they mostly just talk in front of a camera. You have Ty Lopez, you have Tyrese Gibson, you have Project Life Mastery. Those are just a few channels. Gary Vaynerchuk does it quite a bit, where you just talk in front of a camera mostly. No special visuals, no screencast or anything like that. If you want to do that, you can use your phone, because your phone has a very good camera on it if you have one of the main phones built in the last couple of years. So if you have like a Samsung Galaxy, if you have like one of the later iPhones, you have like an LG G6 or something like those, then you can use the cameras built in as your main source of your visual for your YouTube videos. That way you don't have to buy additional equipment. So these are some of the main most popular phones. This is just on the AT&T website. Obviously you might have Verizon, you might have Sprint, you might have T-Mobile or some other carrier, but basically the phones are still going to be the same. You can compare them and see that their cameras are all pretty similar. They're 12 megapixel. They're very good cameras. They are very high quality, and you could take very good videos with them. So as far as that goes, you can do pretty well just doing videos with your phones like that. So you can use that. Of course, you can use still images. If you want to use still images, like for instance, if you have like a music channel or a podcast channel, and you don't necessarily want to use a video footage of some sort as your visual, you want to just use like an image. You could do like what Bart Stoop does. He's kind of a little known YouTube channel, but he does like this type of music that's kind of a rock orchestra type of thing. And you'll notice that his background is just a still image that was created by probably some graphic designer, maybe him, maybe he did it himself, I don't know, but it's just one image in the background as his music plays. If you look at the Tim Ferriss YouTube channel, he posts his podcasts on there as his main YouTube videos, and then he'll have just a picture of who he's interviewing and a picture of the podcast art. So that's all he would do. It's just a still image. So that's a very cheap way to do visuals, is just using images. So phone, images, those two you don't even have to pay anything to get. There's nothing extra. Screencast-o-matic allows you to do screen captures like I'm doing right now. As you can see, you're watching my screen. You're not just watching me talking into a camera. So Screencast-o-matic is one tool that allows you to do this for free, although they will have their branding on there usually. So keep that in mind if you're going to try Screencast-o-matic. It's not going to seem as professional because you have their branding on there and you have very little editing and very few features that you can use for their software. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, you can upgrade to the Pro version for $15 a year, which is still very cheap. Either way, if you're on a budget, you could probably do Screencast-O-Matic for your screen shares. If you want to do, say, like a video game channel, for instance, there's a guide here on Kotaku.com, and it's a very good kind of all-in-one tutorial for how to record game footage on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Mac. So pretty much whatever you're playing a console game on or PC game on, you can record your footage by following the steps in this post. I'll have a link to this in the show notes for you. But Microsoft, for one, has built-in screen capture and video footage that you can use. You just press a couple buttons. He'll tell you how to do it in here, and it'll come up. And it's like the Windows button and a couple of others. I forgot exactly what it was. I've had to use it a few times. If my software messed up or something like that, or was updating, I would use the Microsoft version because I have a Windows computer. But you could also use Mac, and PS4 is getting to where you can do it for them too. But he covers PlayStation capturing. He shows you examples. He shows you screenshots and everything of how to do this. So you can also use those for regular videos that aren't gameplay, but mostly that's going to cover gameplay. Also, if you are going to use your phone, but you don't want to just hold it while you're talking, you want to actually make it look a little more professional to where you have free movement of your hands and things like that, then you can use a tripod for your phone. So for instance, you could get a tripod. You could get one like this. This is the one I got. It's cheap and it works pretty well. It has a lot of different height adjustments that you can do. So for instance, you can put it on a table if you want, and it'll be, at the bare minimum about 2 feet tall, and then you can get it up to about 6 feet tall, in this case 72 inch. And I recommend you get at least a 72 inch just because you want it to be at least what your height is. If you want to record yourself standing, then, which is probably what you want to do, then you want to have something that can get you your face as direct as possible into the camera. So you would get something like that. It's only $20 on Amazon. This is literally like the exact one I got, and I recommend at least a 72 inch or taller. And then you can get a mount for your phone that fits on top of it like this. Now this one's pretty cheap. I got this one. I might actually upgrade mine soon because it's kind of wobbly sometimes, but if you get it right, if you just work with it a little bit, it will stay in place. For the most part, it's got good reviews. It's only $5 on Amazon, but what it does, as you can see, is it allows you to put your phone and use it as a camera and put it on top of the mount. So instead of a video camera up here, you would have that with your phone on your tripod. So that's one way I found is good. I don't feel like I need a professional camera. A lot of my videos are screen captures anyway. When I do those, the camera from my phone seems to do very well. So smartphone cameras have come along so far that you really don't need to have a real professional camera anymore. Although I will mention some later if you really want to go to the next level. So that's if you're on a budget. Now, if you want to do upgrades later on, or you're already to the point where you want to do upgrades, a few things I did that really served me well were getting a green screen lighting kit, which is for chroma key. And chroma key, of course, is when you can do custom backgrounds and things like that. That's what news stations use. That's how you'll see a meteorologist on a news station have the map behind them. They're really just standing in front of a big green screen, and then you use a video editor to insert the background image or the background footage behind you. So you can get one like this maybe by Fancier Studio. They have a very good kit. They have a lot of different ones on here. They also have some by Limo Studio, ePhoto Inc., and some others. But there's a lot of different kits that pretty much cover all your lighting needs. So if you want to do more professional videos where you're actually having people in it and things like that, then you're going to want to get something that has a few light stands and a green screen. Typically, you want your green screen to be as big as possible because you're not going to stand right in front of it. You're going to be standing usually a few feet in front of your green screen. So you're going to want it to be at least 10 feet square or bigger. So then you want to have at least 2 to 3 lighting stands, and they will come usually with very powerful light bulbs and things like that. So you're going to want something. The one I got had only 2 light stands and a green screen. It was I think it was this one maybe, but it's probably not quite enough light. I had to really improvise with the light because you're going to need more lighting than you think. So when you upgrade, just make sure that you get plenty of light stands and at least a 10-foot green screen, and use one of these kits so you don't have to buy each little thing individually. And another thing is Easy Video Suite. So Easy Video Suite is what I am literally using right now to do my screen captures. And the reason I use the Easy Video Suite, this is kind of what it looks like, is because it does very well. It does good HD footage, and it gives me a lot of options as far as marketing, as far as editing and things, and it's very easy to upload very quickly. So Easy Video Suite is what I use instead of something like Screencast-O-Matic. You can use this. This is kind of a high-end tool, but if you want really good screen captures, you might use this. For instance, when you log in, you are able to you can edit the width, you can edit the height of the video, you can edit the player, the frame, the social media bar across the bottom. So basically you can embed these videos without even having it on YouTube or Dailymotion or any of the other video sites. You can do it straight from Easy Video Suite. So you can use a related image, you can do autoplay on or off, auto buffer on or off, pause when focus is lost, autoplay when visible. You have all these different players that you can do and test out, see which one you think looks good. You have different frames, so you could play the video in like an iPhone setting. Some other things, that mark I just did on accident also allows me to draw on the screen, so I can draw. When I'm doing tutorials, I like to do drawings and stuff like that, or I can write on the side. You can do all that stuff. You can do a canvas where it's just a blank white screen and I can literally just draw and write on there. So all of that stuff I love comes with Easy Video Suite. So that's why I recommend them, because they have some of the best options and best quality screen shares. So that's pretty much all the visual stuff you need to know right now. If you're on a budget and you want to do good sound, there's a few options out there. Obviously, you can use the stock webcam on your computer. Typically, that doesn't work too well for me. I actually had to upgrade very early on because my stock webcam, even though it's a good computer, was just not doing it for me as far as audio. You could also use your phone. You could record it on your phone. Obviously, you can look at your phones, kind of see what they have as far as that goes. Audio, of course, is not really something they mention much. That's not something that is really a selling point, so you probably won't find that in comparisons. But you could use earbuds. Another thing you can do, usually when you get an iPhone or a Galaxy or one of those major phones, it will come with earbuds that have a microphone built in on the wire, so it'll look something like this, But you can look at some on Amazon. They're very cheap. you can get some good ones for like 20 bucks or 10 bucks. But I found that there's still quite a bit of background noise even when you use earbuds. So you may want to use a USB mic, which is kind of the next step up from that. So a USB mic plugs directly into the USB slot on your computer or in something else if you're not using your computer. And it allows you to get pretty much as high quality of sound as possible out of your computer as the main source. So pretty much this is the step before you get into like an actual audio interface or mixer. And you can use a Blue Snowball Ice condenser microphone. I tested this and it was really good. I ended up upgrading to the next level, so I took it back. So actually I don't think any of my videos on my channel have me using this as my audio. I went from kind of a lower quality mic than this one. That was a USB mic. And then I tried this one. I still had a few audio problems. Part of it was my settings that was the problem, but I took this back and ended up getting a higher end interface, which kind of takes the pressure off of your computer for the audio. But if you don't mind using your computer as your main source, you can still use the Blue Snowball Ice. This is pretty much one of the most highly rated USB mics you can get, and Blue microphones are one of the best microphone companies. As far as what I did before, I had this mic. This is kind of what I started out with, called the Dynex USB mic. And it's actually more expensive than I thought it was. I thought it was only like a $10 mic, but I still had quite a bit of background noise with this, quite a bit of ringing, and it got to the point where even some of the comments on YouTube channels were about the ringing in the background and asking me to upgrade my audio. So I ended up doing that. I ended up realizing that it was worse than I thought it was, especially when you listen to it through headphones and stuff if you're at work watching YouTube. And so that became a problem. For instance, if you want to go back and watch one of my older videos like this one called 10 Business Marketing Strategies That Make Coca-Cola Worth Billions, pretty much any video that was made in like 2015 or 2016, I was probably using that mic right there, and you'll notice that there's a lot more background noise when you look at those compared to my newer videos. As far as that goes, there is a great review video by TechSource, and it covers the 5 best budget mics under $50. These are typically all USB mics. And this is how I found out about some of the mics that I tried. And so basically I would watch videos like these. This happened to be one of the better videos I watched. You can see why it has over 1.3 million views. Clearly a lot of people liked it too. But he shows you the before and after effects of each mic throughout the video. And it's only 8 minutes long. So Snowball Ice typically made it to the top as far as best USB mics. This one included. The best USB mic was pretty much the Snowball Ice that I showed you, which is this one. But then he talks about upgrading to an audio interface, which is what I also did. So that covers pretty much all the budget equipment you might do. As far as upgrading, I did the Scarlett Studio Interface Bundle by Focusrite. That is what TechSource uses, which is very high quality videos. He has over 1.2 million subscribers. Obviously, if his quality was bad, he wouldn't have that many subscribers. But he does a lot of audio testing and things like that too. So it's a good video to watch. And that's what I'm using right now is the Scarlett Studio Interface Bundle. So there's a lot of different bundles when you look on Amazon of which one you could do. The one I did was the 2nd gen. It looks like it was this one right here. It came with the headphone, the studio headphones, the studio mic, and the interface with the cables. And it looks nice. It performs very well. You might have to play around with your computer settings a little bit, but it plugs via USB into your computer, but because it uses a separate, that little box right there is an interface, so it uses that separate interface to actually do the recording. So your computer is technically not the one recording your audio. It's that interface, and then it goes through that to your computer. So it's much clearer. You can use it for music, you can use it for talking, podcasts, whatever. But I found out later on after getting that, of course I got it on sale, but I found out after getting that there is other things you're going to need, like a boom stand, for instance, which is this thing right here. The boom stand looks like this. It's only like 20 bucks if you buy it separately, but you might as well just get the one that comes with the bundle, and because it's not that much of a difference in price anyway. But if you get the one with the boom stand, it'll be much easier. There'll be one less thing to order, and you can also get one that has a pop filter. So the pop filter is that little round thing right here. Let me outline it for you. This right here, that little pop filter, you've probably seen that on like radio shows and stuff where you look behind the scenes. That's so that when you make that hard P noise or that hard B noise or something like that, you make a hard noise that can kind of make a weird sound in the video. So that's another thing you'll want to get later on. Or you can just get it all in one bundle, like probably this bundle right here would be the best one to get right now. That's probably what I would have gotten knowing what I know now about audio. So if you get one with a boomstick and the pop filter, along with the mic, the headphones, and the interface and cables, then you should be all set for high quality audio. As far as editing goes, there's a few different ways that you can do this. iMovie, which comes on a Mac computer, is built in and is pretty solid for editing, but I do not have a Apple computer, so my options were not quite as good as far as like a free version. So one thing you can do, you could do the Windows Movie Maker, but it's very limited. If you do Windows Movie Maker, for instance, this is kind of what it looks like. I just got a random video, and basically all you can do is like trim, add other videos to it, and things like that. There's not a whole lot of options at the bottom, as you can see here. So that wasn't the best option for me, and probably won't be for you if you have a Windows computer. Another one, obviously you can use the one that's on YouTube. If you want to edit on YouTube, you actually have more options, it seems like, on the YouTube editor. So you could literally just upload your video and then edit there. You can trim the video, you can try slow motion, time lapse, change the color and the contrast, do some blurring and filters, and change the audio and things like that. You can do all that on YouTube itself, so they actually have a pretty decent free editor. If you don't want to use either of those, these are some other top video editors that you can use that are free. I'll have a link to this page for you if you want to read through those. I ended up just buying an editor that wasn't very expensive really, but I'll tell you about that here next, because that's more of an upgrade. As far as editing upgrades, these are two of the main video editors you might consider. I did the Movie video editor, which is this right here. You can download it. It's only about 40 bucks, and it's a one-time payment, so it's been a very good investment. And really, if you're going to get a video editor, you want to get something that is going to have chroma key built in. So you want probably the most efficient thing that you can get for your needs while still including chroma key. So if you want to do all those green screens and stuff like that, you can pay 40 bucks and get a great video editor that has plenty of options, but is still fairly simple to use while also including chroma key. So you can go here. This is kind of what it looks like. You have different things. You can do color adjustment, crop. You can add images, add audio, all these different things, do voiceovers, etc. You can stabilize it, you can blur, you can highlight and conceal things. If you have like some certain things that you don't want people to see on your screen captures, you can conceal them and blur them out. You can zoom, you can rotate and flip. There's a lot of things you can do, but like I said, chroma key is also one thing that you can do here, and it works very well. I've used it many times. I've tested it a lot, and it's a pretty solid editor. They also have other things that you can do, other filters, other ways of putting in text and things like that. So they also have transitions. But I like the Movie editor. It works great for me. I don't need a lot as of right now. I'm not trying to make like a movie. I'm trying to basically do tutorial videos to help people learn stuff. So if you want to go to the next level, if you really want to do like movie style, TV show style editing, I would recommend TechSmith's Camtasia Studio. This will set you back about $200, but it is pretty much one of the top of the line video editors. It also includes screen capture as well if you want to just not get Easy Video Suite or something like that. You could combine the cost of video editors and screen capture in the same tool with Camtasia Studio for about $200, depending on which one you get. But you might try that if you want to take it a step farther. And they also have a free trial that you can use, which is nice for just trying it out. So that pretty much covers editing, sound, and the visuals of your videos, which is pretty much the main things that make up a video. As far as outsourcing goes, there's three that I want to kind of go over real quick. If you don't want to do all the visuals yourself, or the audios, or the transcriptions, if you want to do custom transcriptions so that you rank your videos better, things like that, then I recommend Fiverr. If you want to use Fiverr, they have plenty of video and animation gigs that you can do, from whiteboard and explainer videos where the video is basically done for you. You can have intros and animated logos created for you. You can have them promoted for you, have music in the background, and all kinds of different things like that. Another thing you can do, by the way, Fiverr is going to be one of the most affordable freelancing sites for finding these services. So a lot of these are only going to be like $5. On top of that, Upwork is one of the better freelance ones here. And the thing about Upwork is they're going to have even higher quality freelancers that have more experience, that have more skills that are harder to find on, say, Fiverr, where most of the gigs are kind of cheap, or not like lacking in quality cheap, but cheap as just don't cost a lot. Upwork will have people that can do prototypes, and they'll have engineers, they'll have people that'll do, bigger projects and things like that. So if you have a big video project that you want to outsource and not do yourself, then Upwork is a good company, a good website to go to. If you want to get transcriptions done, there's a website called transcribeme.com that specializes in it, and they will transcribe it for you fairly quickly for a fairly decent price. And then you can upload that to your YouTube videos for better rankings. But if you want to take it another step farther, and you want to, let's say you want to do an actual video camera setup, you want to have maybe a mic if you do a lot of walking around and stuff, and you want to have a mic on your shirt, you want to do just custom lens on your camera. If you want to really go a step farther, I never thought it was really necessary to do this, but if you want to do that, somebody who has a good YouTube channel is Stephen James from Project Life Mastery, and I'll give you a link to this page where he gives his full video setup. But you can see he kind of does more with cameras and things like that than I do. I think your phone, if you have a phone that is one of the top ones, like a Galaxy or an iPhone that was made in the last year or two, then I think you're going to be fine as far as video quality. People on YouTube are not necessarily looking for the most cinematic movies and shows and videos. They're looking for original content that they can relate to, that is user generated. They're not looking for real professional stuff all the time. They just want the content. So if you want to take it a step farther, you can go get cameras and all that stuff, but most of the stuff I mentioned to you will cover pretty much all of your needs. So other than that, if you got something from this video, if you feel like you learned something, please like and subscribe so I can create more videos like this for you. Also, if you want to let me know about your experiences with your YouTube channels, your equipment, what kind of experiences you've had with the things I mentioned or things you thought I should have mentioned, or just let me know what you thought about the video in general. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to get your feedback and add to this topic. And all of the products, show notes, and related content to this video will be at selfmadesuccess.com on one page for you under the title of the video. And I will have a link to that page in the video description for you as well. So other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great day.